Yeah.
Greetings, pioneers of knowledge, Mr. Principal of this noble school, teachers, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, students, participants at invited schools. Welcome to Masroor Senior Secondary School's first edition of Science Day. Today, we gather to celebrate our school's first edition by showing you the wonders of science through innovation and discovery. I am Maria Masila, and alongside me is my co-host Mr. Hadim, and we are delighted to be your MCs for this wonderful event. The theme for the day is Exploring Careers in STEM, and the main objective of today is to bring awareness to people about the importance of science in our daily lives. We have lineups of engaging activities from quizzes among schools to experiments aimed at fostering a love for science. Let's embark on a journey of curiosity, learning, and everybody settle down and let the program begin. Let's make sure that Masroor's first edition of Science Day is a day to remember.
As she just said, welcome to Masroor Senior Secondary School first edition of the Science Day. Sorry, we are happy to have all of you around to come and grace this occasion. We are very, very grateful. So, moving on to that, we would like to start the program, and then on our program guide, we have the opening remark that will be done by Mr. Kinte. If Mr. Kinte is around, can we please give him a round of applause to welcome him on stage? Mr. Kinte.
Honorable Chief Guest, teachers, most valued invitees, and my dear students, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all in this science exhibition. Dr. Ra, an Indian scientist, has said, I quote, "Science has achieved more for the emancipation of masses than the wisdom of sages. It is the only subject which has brought evolutionary changes in our lives since oldness." So today, we will unveil the innovative creation of our students in this science exhibition. Our school has always excelled in developing a scientific rational thinking in our children, which has led to this science exhibition. Importance of science cannot be truly explained in words. Every person has an innate curiosity to know things, phenomena of nature, changes around us, and changes in the environment. And this curiosity can only be discovered by the study of science. Who can turn our dreams into reality? The answer is miracle of science. Who can bring rosary in our lives? The answer is miracle of science. Who can alleviate man from all problems? The answer is miracle of science. So without science, there may be no truth, no miracle, no comfort. Science is elixir of life. Brain Green, an expert, has said, I quote, science is a way of life. Science is a perspective. Science is the process that takes us from confusion to understanding in a manner that is precise, predictive, and reliable. A transformation for those lucky enough to experience it. That is empowering and emotional. So, to develop rational thinking among students, to acquaint them with new phenomena, to provoke them to innovate some new discoveries, our school has organized the science exhibition. Our children are our future. By developing this scientific attitude and innovative thinking, we can develop a new approach in our children for future. There are many segments in our exhibition: poetry, inter-school quiz, drama, career counseling, and science exhibitions, amongst others. You are all invited to sit and watch our unrelenting and dynamic students, and I hope you will all appreciate the work of our future scientists. In the end, I will quote Sir Henry Roberts' view on science. Science means constantly walking a tightrope between blind faith and curiosity, between expertise and creativity, between bias and openness, between experience and discovery, between ambition and passion, and between arrogance and conviction. In short, between an old today and a new tomorrow. So to conclude, I will say science is a beautiful gift to humanity. We should not distort it. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Rahmatullah. My name is Aisha Sega, but I will prefer if you call me Aisha bint Abu Bakr. Well, who is a scientist? It's somebody that solves problems, right? Okay, let me remind you of the greatest American inventor called Thomas Alva Edison. He was deaf and he spent only 3 years in school and he was sent out because it is said that he was very stupid. And he was the first man to make light bulbs. And he was the first man to make phonograph. And we can say from this phonograph that modern communication devices developed, like telephone and computer. A phonograph is a disc-like structure that goes around and play music. Is that man stupid? No. Let us come to our own African hero known as Sheikh Anta Diop. When he was in school, he made his own alphabets because he said that there are some alphabets in local languages that cannot be spelled in official languages. So do we have to sit and wait until we finish school, or we gather certificates after university and we start serving the world? No. Gambians, we all know how plastic bags pollute our environment. Today, we are going to find a solution to that. We are going to change plastic bags into plastic fabrics. Because plastic bags are very stubborn, right? We cannot go away from them. And if we burn them, it causes more harm. Because it is very bad for our environment and to our health too. So the Science Club is going to change plastic bags as a pollution to fashion. This is what we have for you today. We change plastic bags into plastic fabrics. Doing that, we gathered layers of plastic bags, about 5 to 8 layers of plastic bags, and we put a parchment paper or a baking paper, or it can be called a sandwich paper, beneath and on top of it. So we iron it in a low flame, in a low heat. Then the plastic layers will fuse into each other, and you have a plastic fabric. That is what we saw here. Another thing we have here is a stove. In the Gambia, the most common cooking oil is charcoal and firewood. And we know that it causes deforestation. So we know that alcohol is flammable. So we are going to use alcohol to make a stove. And the best alcohol for this stove is an organic alcohol that we are all familiar with. That is the alcohol that we made from cashew or maize. So we made it by using a can. We mix about 16 holes around the can and 5 holes in the center. We make sure that the hole that is in the middle of the can is the biggest hole. Then we cut them into 2 pieces. That is the part that you will have the hole here, and the other part you can use a plier to make it in this form. We use cotton so that it will lower the flame. When we put alcohol inside, and we will close it this way, then you have your stove. Then we will put alcohol inside. No, before putting that. Do you put here? Where is the penny? Right. Before we go to how it works, let me introduce to you an organic jumbo that we made. Long ago, I made a research that Maggi, the seasoning that we always use, jumbo, Maggi, aja, and we name them. There are 3 hidden ingredients in these jumbos, and they cause diabetes, heart attack, soften our bones. It causes forgetfulness, and it weakens the sperm. So this is very harmful to our body. So we make an alternative by using our natural spices. We use 14 natural spices for this case. We use cloves, garlic, black pepper, onions, lemon water. We use groundnut paste and other natural spices, and we also use 2 preservatives for this case. We use bay leaf and tambarang leaf. They are the best preservatives because the industrial use for preservation of foodstuffs are very harmful to our health. So we use bay leaf and tambarang leaf. We made an organic jumbo here, and we are praying that we have finance so that we can distribute this organic jumbo to every part of the country, so that we can have a better food, better health, and a wealthy country. We come to the stove that we made. Here the stove is reaming. When the stove is hot, it will come through here, and you will have your stove. It will soon start. How about you add alcohol? Add alcohol. Add alcohol around. Do you put alcohol? Ah, put around. Put around. No, put alcohol around. Even this side. Now you light it. Is the banana around? So this is what we mean by a stove. We can use it to brew attire, or to boil water, or even to make to fry egg. Yeah, this is it. And you can come. You can continue. Can you continue? Where's Sam?
No, it's time for the exhibition.
Yeah, for your exhibition.
As you can see, this is the local debate stove, and then we could actually use it. We could actually use it in our various activities that we do in society. That is one of the most common of which is brewing attire. So as you can see, the only fuel you need for it to actually work well is ethanol, and this is readily available. So with this, you can economize the cost of getting firewood and all those tips. But with this, you can make good use of the materials we have in our environment. So from here also, we want to proceed to the other exhibition that we want to portray to you guys, which is on the color change of the chemicals we have. So most of the times in our laboratories, we actually have many chemicals that do not have colors. So it will be very difficult for one to carry out experiments if you do not test out the nature of that particular solution. We understand that solutions can either be acidic, basic, or neutral. So we have various indicators we can use. Here we have phenolphthalein as an indicator. We also have methyl orange as an indicator. So we will want to demonstrate the color change of acid in phenolphthalein. So we want to demonstrate that one first. Now as you can see, the expectations are the ones that we have. That is, if you should pour acid in phenolphthalein or phenolphthalein in an acid, the color change you are going to expect is what? Is colorless. There's going to be no color change. And that is what we are about to demonstrate. So that is what we are having here. Acid, right? So this is an acid, and here we have phenolphthalein. Now the expectation is that when you put this indicator in this acid, there will be no color change. Let's see the result. Raise it up. What is it? The big. So we are adding drops of phenolphthalein, and as he shakes it, we can realize that there is no color change. That is because the phenolphthalein was added inside an acid. Now we move on to pouring the phenolphthalein in a base. Now the expectation is that the color change will be pink. That is, if you put phenolphthalein in a base, then the resulting color change will be pink. Would be. So that is what we are going to have. This base. Yes, let's go. So we can see that is a base. You pour phenolphthalein in the base. So as we are seeing, the color is changing to what? To pink. So from here, we can establish that this particular solution is a base. Why? Because the result is, if you pour phenolphthalein in a base, then the color change will be what? Will be pink. So from the phenolphthalein, using it as an indicator, we will move to methyl orange. Now, for methyl orange, it has different color change in acid and in a base. If you want to test for an acid using methyl orange, if you pour some drops of methyl orange in an acid, the color change will be pink. Acid, huh? Okay, so we are starting with the base. First, if now the result would be if you pour methyl orange in a base, the resulting solution would be what? Would be yellow. Now, as you have seen, that is a base in the beaker. Now we are going to pour the methyl orange in the beaker. Our expectation is that if this solution is an acid, it will be pink. If it is a base, it will be yellow. And here the color change will be yellow to indicate that it is a base. So we are seeing, alright, pour, shake it. Good. So we could see the color change of that of the methyl orange. Huh? Let's go. We don't have acid, so it's a base. So orally, we have demonstrated the color change of that of the methyl orange with that of an acid. Unfortunately, we could not have a base, but then, all right. So for the first one that we have demonstrated is using an acid. So to test for an acid using methyl orange, when you pour methyl orange in an acid, the color change will be what? Would be pink. And then if we should use a base, it will be yellow. Yes. So why is it? You cannot wait them. You cannot wait for them. All right. So as we have demonstrated on that of the acid, we will also want to demonstrate on that of the base. But as we are standing right now, there is someone that has gone to bring the material. So to just talk about the importance of these indicators. As I said earlier, we have so many chemicals in our laboratories, and most of these chemicals they are colorless. So an average man would just think that this is in fact water by just looking at this. But yes, if you should drink this, the next time we'll see you, obviously it will be in the hospital. So it's important that we test some of these chemicals for us to be sure which one is an acid and which one is a base. So for phenolphthalein being one of those indicators, if you pour phenolphthalein in an acid, then the color change would be pink. And if you pour phenolphthalein in a base, in an acid, sorry, it will be colorless, but in a base, it will be pink. And that of methyl orange, if you should pour methyl orange in an acid, then the color change will be pink, as we are seeing this color. What color is this? I believe this is pink. Alright, so we could see those color changes. And yeah. Okay, so from here also, we want to demonstrate some of those chemical reactions that we have. That is the reaction between sodium and water. So here we have some sodium pellets.
Explain what is going to be observed. From there, you tell them that when this happens, the gas is going to be released. You have to go out. Huh?
So-
You also announce prayer break.
So,
Huh?
so soon we will have a prayer break, and we will end that prayer break with this demonstration. Now, to tell you our expectations in this other exhibition, the reaction between sodium and that of water is highly exothermic. That is, it involves the release of what? Great amount of energy. Now, because this bottle, it has a very small space, if we should drop those sodium pellets there and then add water, the reaction is going to produce heat, and that heat would not be enough to be contained in that bottle. So as a result, it is going to break. So very soon we will see that demonstration, and then when the reaction occurs, a hydrogen gas will be released, and as a result, we'll all have to march out, and then that will be the beginning of that of the prayer break. So as we can see, for now we are adding water in the bottle. That is water that we are having. Okay, so from here we will now add our sodium pellets. Hmm?
Did you tell them about? Did you announce prayer break?
Yes. I'll tell them it will be yes.
No, it has to be before it is done. Before he put it there, announce for prayer break. When this happen, nobody's going to be here. You
Ah.
get it? Tell him that the moment he put it there, we have seen what is observed. We are going for prayer break because a gas is going to be produced.
That's what I'm saying. I told them.
Yes.
That
You have to announce it before you put it inside.
I already announced it already.
Tell this-
Before they add it, huh? Before they add. So as we plan the prayer break, because this reaction is exotomic, this is going to break, and then the classes will be scattered. So we should start leaving, and then this demonstration will go on. Let us start leaving now. Add it there. And hydrogen gas will be released. So you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. Let's go.